Oh, hello, folks. Yes, we have a beautiful program for you today. That's right. I'm excited for this one. We're doing the Startup Sounds tier list, of course. And what is that exactly? Well, it's the sound of something starting up. And I'm excited for this one. We're going to have a goof today. Let's run the tape and put these bad little babies in bed, as you might say or think. Without too much ado, let's just get to the first one. Let's see how this goes. I feel fun. I'm feeling fun. I'm feeling frisky. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling cute. I trimmed my mustache, and I'm just looking forward to this episode, this program. I'm looking forward to this program. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling nourished and in good spirits. Okay, let's go to the first one, and we'll see how all this goes. This is going to apply especially to all of you gamers. This is live. I'm just doing this in the moment. I'm one of these people. I can do things in the moment. I don't need a script. These other YouTubers, they're doing scripts. They're preparing. They're neurotic. They're thinking constantly of what could go right, what could go wrong, how to present themselves a certain way. Me, myself, I just did a line of, what was that Joe Rogan stuff? The horse thing? Epinephrine? What was the Joe Rogan? Not fentanyl.
Ivermectin. It turns out I got COVID.
Oh my God!
Here we go. First startup sound of the day. Xbox, baby. Original Xbox Microsoft. It's got a nice bass response. There's a greenness to it. There's a garbled, kind of sounds like a little Dr. Zoidberg even. For me, that's a very middling effort. That's a very inoffensive effort. And I don't mind that. I don't like when people try and do everything all the time, be everything to everyone, be the coolest in the room. Get over it. So for me, Xbox original, I honestly think that's a Pleasant Mall kiosk, everyone. I think so. That's a Pleasant Mall kiosk type of sound. You're wandering through. You're seeing the stores, the shoes, it's jewelry. Then there's like another shoes, and then you hear a little whatever that was. It's giving me flavors. It's giving me flavors of video game, ultimately. It's not saying too much. It's just kind of giving me some bleeps and bloops in a modern 2000 kind of shell. It's just giving technology. It's giving rental. It's giving bring your own controller. I might have a rich dad and a hot mom. Xbox original coming in at C, Pleasant Mall kiosk. Let's move it along here because we actually have a lot to get through today. I have about 700 startup sounds, so we're looking at a long episode today. All right, let's go ahead to the next one here. Little curveball. Some of you will remember this, some of you won't. Ooh! Sorry, that's not the button I thought it was. I switched soundboards for this episode. This is our Windows XP experience here. Windows XP experience. Let's hear that again, actually. I mean, I thought it was really lovely. Okay, you're turning on your computer. You've got your 2-liter Pepsi, maybe your extra large mouse pad. You're going to play some Doom, some Quake. You know, you got your LAN party set up. I think there's a nice tightness to it. I think there's a nice quality. Windows XP pulling up. What do you guys think? I mean, it hits pretty hard for me. I love the casual confidence that Windows XP startup sounds bring. I'm booting up my PC, you know what I mean? I'm dialing. I got a rotary phone, maybe. I got a portable phone, maybe, you know, cordless, we would call it as well. I got a cordless phone, a caller ID. I'm calling up, I'm ordering a pizza. They got no GPS. They're just gonna drive it straight to my house. They just know where I live. I'm ordering every Friday when I get on my Windows XP system. So I think it's easy to know that this is probably our first entry into the cool ringtone. I think if you threw that on your Motorola Razr, people would turn their heads and know that you're about some kind of business, of course. Of course. If any of you remember that, Windows XP, please write in, call the hotline. We want to hear your stories with Windows XP, honestly. Maybe the last great Windows operating system, and I mean that sincerely. I do mean that sincerely. So what do we got next for him here? Oh, all right, ready for this one? Buckle in. This one might mess with your head a little.
Holy shit.
Okay, that was the Nintendo Switch. A great snap punctuation penetrating the upper register, crispy percussion, which is not something you hear a lot in these startup sounds. These startup sounds, they tend to be more ambient, more invitational, you could say. But this Nintendo Switch sound, let's hear it again. With a little fanfare? That's fun. I mean, leave it to Nintendo to have fun with it. I love that snap. It's like, wake up. Why'd you put the keys up on the table? You wanted to. I like the flow of that. It snaps you into attention, and then it has a little fun wiggle, 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 and that fanfare drums. I don't know if this is exactly transformative Vivans, is it? I think, honestly, it's probably not transformative Vivans, but first tier cool ringtone, I would say. Beautiful stuff by Nintendo. The first entry from Nintendo here. And a lot of Nintendo systems, because they were cartridge based, they didn't even have startup sounds. The N64, the Super Nintendo, and so on, because there wasn't a boot up. There wasn't an operating system. They were booting directly off the cartridge. Okay, what do we got next? Roll the tape. Roll the tape. What do we have here? Okay. PS3 that's something I would label as problematic. I would label this as a problematic #MeToo type of gambit here. This tuning thing, this orchestral situation. Let's just hear that again. Let's all lock into this. Can you lock in with me for a second? We're going to all lock into this for a moment. No. This is not video games, how shall I say. This is not inspiring the mind of a child. This is not inspiring the mind of an adult. This is not doing anything for anyone, if I'm being serious. Now think about it. It's like if you walked into an arcade, do you want to hear an orchestra tuning? If you walk into a nice little apple pies and fruit punch popcorn type of situation, do you want to hear this orchestra tuning? No one wants that, least of all when you're trying to escape the cruel, abrasive harshness of this modern reality we're living in. You want to hear an orchestra tuning? I don't even want to hear an orchestra tuning when I go to see the orchestra. And I go Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays is when I go to see the orchestra. So for me, I didn't know we would get there this fast, but PS3 is
Violating Geneva Convention.
Let's give him the 6-gun. Evil startup sound. No one wants to hear that before they play Crash Bandicoot 6. No one wants to hear that before they play Call of Duty Arab Assault. No one wants to hear that before they play Call of Duty George Floyd. All right. What do we have next here? Oh, dig in. This one's actually a 3-parter, a 3-peat. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. This particular console had different startup sounds you could access with different button presses. Almost like when you would ask your dad one thing and you'd ask your mom one thing, you'd get different answers, and then you'd ask your mom's boyfriend. All different types of responses coming back at you. Let's go. Let's enjoy this together. That's right, GameCube Normal, which I quite like this plucky sound. It's making me feel games. It's making me feel playful. I'm losing my inhibitions. I'm not thinking of the office and the guys I'm not thinking of the gun I want to bring to work.
You mean you stole your baseball bat, but he paid for the soda?
Just standing up for my rights as a consumer.
I'm thinking of Lego. I'm thinking of Trick or Treat. I'm thinking of Toy Story. But we have actually 2 more for the same system. We got a boing, which you're not hearing that a lot anymore in modern day cinema. A squeaky, childlike sound, a baby laughing. These are all creepy, that's true. Weird, a little Epstein. But overall, I think it's loosening you up. It's loosening the screws. It's taking the leash off. You're in the garage. Your wife is at her boyfriend's. He's doing whatever he wants to her. But you have the GameCube, and this sound lets you know it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. And we'll hit the third one then. The third position of the GameCube. We went cowgirl, we went doggy, and now we're going to go Asian. 明码标价的那些物非黑即白 Oh, with the little boo. So for me, this is quite nice. I'm feeling gaming. I'm feeling gamer. I'm feeling Asian. I'm feeling a little Chinese. So I'd put this GameCube as a trio. I'm not going to rank these individually. That doesn't seem right. So for the GameCube, I'm not going to rank them individually. I'm going to rank them as a trio. It just seems like the good and right thing to do. For me, GameCube, hitting it with the trifecta. That's right. It's going up. It's going up, folks. I can't even control. This is just happening of a sheer force of nature. I think the GameCube is a transformative Vyvanse script. I do think that. And with that, folks, we are really off to the races here. Nintendo is dominating the field. But a lot can happen. We have many more to go. Now, I don't know if you remember the GameCube controller. It was one of my favorite controllers ever. My only issue is it was a little small, but I love the weird asymmetry of it. Like, there was a little stick with like a tight flick response on your right hand. The shoulders were really grooved like a pillow that you've worn in, and it's like a memory foam. You could really sit in those shoulder buttons. And they would click at a certain point, and they would push at another. It was just all kooky. There was like a clown horn on one part, like a kazoo. If you like held it that way, it was like a kazoo. GameCube controller, very interesting. You could throw it behind you. A lot of people don't know this, but if you pulled it out, if you unplugged it and threw it behind you while driving in a motorized cart, it would become a banana peel. GameCube coming in at A tier, transformative Vyvanse script, which might be my favorite tier. What do we have next here? Oh, an old classic, perhaps, again, before some of your time, but culturally relevant, I would say. That's right. Today I give you Sega! Good Lord, that sounded terrible. Sega. I mean, what's really fun about this Sega clip is, you know, there was a time when just being able to have a voice amidst there was a time when just being able to have a voice on the cartridge was like a crazy tech demo. That was like a Google Glass, a Second Life style technology to present voice in video game format. So it's a humble flex, really, folks. Sega stands for Service Games. Pretty fun. This one for me, let's go to the charts here. Sega. Well, let's listen to it one more time because I can't remember. Is there any there's kind of like a music to it, isn't there? Sega! It's almost just like two orchestra hits, which is a little disappointing, but it does leave a very strong impression. So Sega's going to come up on the screen here. It's floating. And we'll say, is it a cool ringtone? Or a pleasant mall kiosk? If you never heard it before, what? I think it's a pleasant mall kiosk. This is kind of on par with that lady who's trying to get you to do the eyebrow threading, you know, and you don't really know what it is they're selling. They're just, oh yeah, come sit down, white boy, come sit down, and they have that sawing thread thing. You don't know what that is, so it's a little off-putting. Maybe I think it's actually a little off-putting. I'm gonna push back on this, and I think Sega belongs in the cuck chair. Now that I think about it, saying your own name is a bad behavior. Your name is for other people to call you. If you pop out with your name, I'm going to think you're a zombie, a Pokemon, a person with mental challenges, let's say. That's what I would think. That's what I would think if you came out just saying your name and there's orchestra hits behind you. Keyboard orchestra hits, single button orchestra hits. No, we don't want that anywhere near our video games. That's dangerous as far as I'm concerned. Back to the music here. Oh, this one could be fun. Bit of a dark horse. A black stallion, if you will. Not all of you will have heard this one in your life. Some of you were too poor to afford this type of machine. But nonetheless, it's on the list, and we must do our due diligence. That's right. It's Windows 7. You don't hear a lot from Windows 7 anymore. Pretty sure they discontinued support. Stepped on the throat of that. Last good operating system, maybe. Windows 7 at least resembled XP a little bit. But ever since then, to quote Drake, nothing was the same, dog.
Whatever, play some shit. Play that shit from the Yay area.
So for me, Windows 7 is going to come in at, let's see here. I think Windows 7, I mean, it's strong. I like it. It's short. It's to the point. It's giving a sort of technological vibe. I'm believing in what I can do when I hear that sound. But is it really anything more than a pleasant mall kiosk? Are we lying to ourselves? It's like a very pleasant mall kiosk, though. So we'll put Windows 7 up ahead of the Xbox. I think that's fair. I think if you heard that in the mall, it's 2005. You're walking through. You got a ticket. You went ahead to the cinema. You got a ticket ahead of time. You're going to see Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire. Maybe you'll see Spider-Man 2, a double feature. And you have your ticket in your pocket. You're checking out the stores. And you hear this sound. This Windows 7 sound. I think you probably go over to that mall kiosk and check it out. They probably have a cool new, flip phone, BlackBerry. What was that one? The Sidekick. They maybe have the Sidekick with the keyboard pullout. That's what I think of Windows 7. Looking good in C tier. Now, who do we have next here? Let's play the tape. What do we think about this one here? This Wii U startup. I think it's probably the longest we have so far. It feels very bowing 3 times. It feels like an overly long greeting. It feels overly submissive, overly, what do we call this when you want someone to like you? Subservient. That's what it feels like. Although pleasant to the ears, I don't trust this Wii U sound. It feels deceptive. It feels a bit like a liar, to be honest. So it seems pretty clear that this lying Wii U is an evil stepdad, of course. I think so. Nice try. But you're just weird. You're just a little too weird for this guy. A little too... I can't say that. I can't say the thing in my mind. You're just a little bit too exotic for me. I'm more of a ham and cheese, okay? You can keep your karage to yourself. Unless we bomb you again. I'm joking. I am joking, of course. I am Canadian. We don't have weapons here. We don't even have bad thoughts. It's not allowed. Moving through the Wii U. We're looking at the standings, of course, here. So let's take a look at the standings so far. Nintendo has a strong presence in the upper tiers. And Microsoft, comfortable in the middle. Sony with a weak showing. And Sega just in the cuck chair watching it all happen. As, you know what? Historically, that's what they've done. Okay, let's check out the next one here. Now, for me, that's pretty crazy. I don't know when this came out, 96 or something. Has a very THX sort of vibe. A very much you're about to exit the normal reality and go into a new one. There's these nice chimes up there, a nice full stereo bass. You know what I mean? Maybe we got, it's a blockbuster night. You know what I'm saying? We've got our little maybe Tamagotchis on the side, a chain wallet. Maybe we got our hair spiked up with the blonde tips. I don't know. But when I hear this, I'm feeling like a game-a-thon's about to happen. I might be going through Spyro. I might be doing Final Fantasy VII. I might be enjoying... I might play a little Road Rash. Why not? Why not? PlayStation 1, to me, is very strong. It sets out a clear expectation. So for me, even despite GameCube's attempt to overwhelm us with a number of options, I think PlayStation is an A-tier transformative Vyvanse script. Okay? I think that was a lovely showing from a system that just looked like a Discman. It didn't look like much. It looked like a Discman. It looked like a bargain bin Discman. Controller, ugly. Memory card, ugly. Profile, flat. No curves. Nothing interesting looking about it. But a real strong entry into the disc-based systems. Lots of games. Lots of fun on the PlayStation 1. We're going to see that move into the A tier. All right, back to the music. Next clip. Can you guess it? At home, can you guess what we're about to hear? It is, of course, somewhat controversial. Now, I feel they secretly, let's run it back, because I think they secretly were hiding a tuning orchestra in there. I think that this is a classic case of hiding a tuning orchestra in the technology. And they're trying to razzle-dazzle you with swoops, skedaddles, and all type of pirouette-ism. But I feel the heart of this is basically confused. This is what I would call too many things at once for me. It's a little of this, it's a little of that. For some people, it's going to work. For me, in my video gaming moment with my pizza rolls and ranch dip, I'm moderating message boards over here. I'm dipping ranch over here, you know. I got buddies knocking. They're bringing their own controllers. We're doing 4 players. It's crazy. I think I just would have liked a little more confidence from the 360. So yes, that's right. It's gonna go in the cuck chair. It'll be a little better than the Saga one, but it's gonna have to go in the cuck chair. It just doesn't feel like it knows what it wants to give you. It's a little performative, how shall we say? And what a lovely program it's been, folks. Thank you. This is our first tier list. This is our first tier list enjoyers episode. We hope to do more. You can, of course, comment, tell us what tier list you might want to hear. Might want to hear next. Because here at the Dream Sauce Media program, we love to get feedback from our viewers, our content enjoyers. We do this for you. A love of the game and our community here, our very rich, international, vivacious, healthy, good-looking community. We do this for you. Okay, up next, looks like Windows 95. And to be honest, I don't remember this one just by looking at it, but this was probably my main operating system. I am 97 years old. Oh, that's the Brian Eno one, isn't it? I think that's the Brian Eno one. For a computer, and especially if we're in this 95, you know, this probably came out in 94, what have you. It's a little safe by today's standards. It's true. Feels a little straight ahead. But at the same time, in this little 2 seconds, 3 seconds, I like the brevity of it. The briefness. The way it presents itself briefly. So it's not really a melody. It's not really a tuning orchestra. There's no banjos involved. There's no kazoos. So for Windows 95, a bit of a secret master here. I think I can put Windows 95. I think I can put it up. I think it's a cool ringtone. I do think it's a cool ringtone. Windows, maybe strategically, is a very middling sort of sound. Nothing too much, nothing too little. And I applaud that strategy, you know. I'll add in sound effects a little later. Windows 95, very middling strategy. We love to see a solid mid-Carter. Rest in peace to Aaron Carter. He's dead. Ghetto. Okay, this next one might surprise some of you. We are in the realm of computer spaces. We are in the realm of computer spaces with this one. Will be a surprise to some of you. For others, not so much. Roll the footage. Whew.
Me bamba.
That's right. Oh my God, that sound clip's so long. That reverb trail is so long. We're going to have to fix that. That's right. It's Fruity Loops Studio, FL Studio, Fruity Loops Studio. I think this one is adorable. I think it's cute. I think it's like it's like a kid with the alpha, or like the little. It's like a snaggletooth, like a kid with braces or something. A big wheel. It's like a kid on a big wheel to me. It's just so. It's so shamelessly innocent, lacking self-awareness. Just happy to be with the rest of the gang. Bit of a robot, bit of an R2-D2. For me, Fruity Loops FL Studio. What do you think? Guys, gals, what do you think? Where do you think I'm going with this one? Because I know what you want. I know what you might want it to be. And I know you might disagree with where I'm going to put it. But that's right. FL Studio belongs right in front of GameCube, ahead of the transformative Vyvanse script. That's a solid tier, actually. This is a great tier. This is a real program, what you're getting here, folks. This is a program of care. You won't see these other broadcasters doing this type of energy, this type of commitment to the product. This is one of the most honest things I've ever witnessed, let alone been a part of. It's borderline biblical. All right, next one. Let's see what we got here. Nice work, PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 looking strong. I think it has a good marriage of the sound and the video kind of coming together. Almost like a synesthetic harmony. Okay? Let's just play that again. And then when we move, there's a sort of kinetic feeling with that. I like it. There's not really much bass to speak of, which makes it a little charming. There's it's very midsy, very spacey, no melody, which I like in this type of thing. I don't want too much melody. You don't have to do a whole song and dance. I'm just let the game do the song and dance. I'm just turning on my system, my video game system, looking to have fun. This doesn't have to be the fun. This is just the whetting of the fun pipes. So I think as a startup sound, it's doing a lot of work. I think PS2 is going to go in Vyvanse land. I think it's going to go ahead of both GameCube and FL Studio. Interesting. I didn't expect this. I didn't know what to expect. I did not think about this at all in advance. I wanted to do this together, me and you. Just having a little time here, walking down memory lane. Saying hi to all the familiar faces, tipping the hat, doing the salutes, shaking a baby, kissing a baby as well, shaking a baby and kissing it. We're down to our final four, folks. And there's some heat. There's some heat in this final leg, you could say. PS2, thank you. I mean, for me, this is Grand Theft Auto 3. It was blowing our fucking minds. We couldn't believe just hitting people with baseball bats over and over, taking their money, drive around, get out and hit them again, over and over, throw a grenade, take their money, over and over, drive again. Car flips upside down. Car explodes, just like a real car. Car explodes upside down. It's on fire. It explodes. Game over. Turn it on again. Hit someone with a bat. Take their money. Drop. That was the game. We loved that. We couldn't believe that was a game. We really couldn't. We'd have to talk about it the next day, every day too, at school. You couldn't believe what I did in GTA 3. Oh, what did you do? I drove my car up and off, and then when I got out, I took out my bat and I beat someone to death and I took their money. Until I flipped it over and it exploded. That's what we did. We did that over and over again. All right, folks. We are down to the final four. Now, the The field it's aggressive. It's very strong. We're seeing the spread skew towards excellence here. PS3 distantly trailing as a Geneva Convention violator, which I'm considering legal action against them for that sound. But it is a dense pack. We have a hell of a competition here, really. So let's see our 4 remaining contestants. Here we go. Oh my God.
That was legitness. Yeah.
Did anyone else see what just happened on this Nintendo Game Boy startup screen? Oh my, imagine turning on your Nintendo Game Boy and that's what you get. You're so excited. You got the new Tetris, the Mario, the Wario Land, these different things, these Dr. Marios, Yoshi and Mario, all these different types of games. And you get that perfect coin sound. This might be the greatest startup sound we've ever heard. I don't know any other way to put it. This is a guy in blue jeans with a little polo shirt and a slingshot coming out of the back. This is just a boy in his game, you know? Nothing more than that. Not doing it for you. Just needs to get to that next level, that next boss battle. So for me, that's right. We're going straight to DMT realm with Nintendo Game Boy startup sound. Can you believe it, folks? So short. Yes, I think Nintendo Game Boy is DMT realm level.
And when you
play Nintendo's Game Boy,
the first shock is that it's inhabited. And this is the shock I've never recovered from.
It's like I'm putting a quarter in the slot at the arcade. Cigarette smokes in the air. All types of men of different ages and legalities, how shall we say. And you hear that quarter in the slot and you know it is gamer time. But the story's not over. We have 3 more wonderful competitors. This one might blow your whole goddamn face off. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that's right. That is the Mac Boot Up. I'm not sure what one is that. 97? Mac 97? Is that an OS? That's what it feels like. All I can say with this one is, man, in that computer room, my computer teacher, we had those. We had computers class. I don't think there's a need for that class anymore. I would assume. I think it's just kind of a given. But we had a computers teacher, Mr. McMitcham, and he would come very close to you, put your hands on the mouse. He's putting his hand on your hand on the mouse, this sort of thing. He's putting his fingers on your fingers to do the typing. He's running class a little late. He's telling you to sit down. He's telling you to stand up. He's doing all sorts of inappropriate things. But besides all that repression, I do quite, in crystal fidelity, I remember this Mac startup sound just going across like 27 computers in this room, and they would all go, bow. You heard that? Let's just play that again. Let me just play that again for you. All right, nice piped in, low end, airy. It feels like smoke coming out of a sewer or something. So for me, I mean, and I'm not trying to be too excited here, but I think just because I can hear those 27 screens in tandem firing up, triggering your brain, entering a world of possibility. That's right, we're going straight to the DMT realm behind the Nintendo Game Boy. I like that. Macintosh pulling into position. Now, folks, we've had a wonderful program today, and I sincerely hope you've enjoyed. We put a lot of passion and effort into the prep of these things. This show means a lot to me as a way to reach out to you, and I hope you feel it back. We're down to our final two. Here we go. What could it be? Because it could be anything. Ooh. Dreamcast. Sega's last console. An ill-fated Icarus-like maiden. Too beautiful for this world, really. We didn't deserve you, Dreamcast, with all of your lovely peripherals, the visual memory unit, the microphone, the Seaman video game. But it was here, and it was gone, heavily pirated. We thank you for what you did, Dreamcast.
It's not your fault.
So for me, Dreamcast, it's going to go there. I don't know what that means, but I feel good about it. And we come down to our final contestant in the program today. We've had a wonderful spread. Honestly, happy to see that not too many things are violating the Geneva Conventions. You know, not too many evil stepdads. It's a pretty honest lay out, skewing towards better, not worse. I thought this might be a hater stream, a hater show, but this is maybe one more of appreciation. Okay, we got our final competitor here. And if you know what it is, if you can think of this right now, type it in the comment. Type it in the comment now. I'll wait. Enter it. And if it's in there before you see it, I will mail you a gift card to Amazon for $50. Okay, last one of the night, folks. That's right. It is LG washing machine. Oh, LG washing machine. Probably not going to rise to the ranks of greatness, but we appreciate you. We appreciate what you've done for the culture, for the community, for the scene. LG washing machine. You are a Pleasant Mall kiosk ringtone. And folks, I don't know if you disagree, if there's anyone disagreeing with this. Nintendo Game Boy at the top of the pack. PS3 in the devil's basements. Devil's Gooch. Geneva Convention violator. If you disagree, let me know. Send the bombs to my house, the anthrax, this type of stuff. But for today, that's going to conclude our program. And, you know, just look in the mirror sometimes and say, hey,